What did Oscar Wilde say? I can resist everything but temptation. I wonder if he'd ever tried going off sweets for Lent. Now that we're a few days into Lent, we can see more clearly what we have ahead of us. 6 weeks of more prayer, giving more generously to charity, and some sort of penance, whether it's fasting or going off something in particular. And it can be very hard. We can easily find ourselves tempted to give in, even just this once. But if we do give in, we often find that just this once becomes all the time. Where does this temptation come from? Well, our faith talks about the world, the flesh, and the devil. The world is the world around us. I'm off sweets for Lent, and it's made so much harder whenever I walk through the supermarket next door and see aisles and aisles of Easter eggs and chocolates. Did you know Bounty have an egg with coconut flakes all the way through the chocolate? Heaven help me, that's the sort of thing that can easily derail you. There's plenty of temptation all around us, despite our best efforts. But it's not just the world around us. There's also our own flesh. As Jesus once said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And we all have our own weak spots, things that we find hard to resist, mistakes we keep on making. Food, drink, lust, gambling can be temptations for some of us. For others, it might be gossip, anger, being judgmental. None of us is perfect, and we all have areas within us that can be a source of temptation. And then there's the devil. The Bible describes him as a lion, prowling round looking for someone to eat. We should never be afraid of the devil because we are God's children and the Lord is always able to defeat him. But we should be wary because old Nick would love nothing more than to tempt us away from God and into sin. The world, the flesh, and the devil. Between those three, it can be very hard to keep up our good intentions. But we need to try. It's vital, in fact. You see, our spiritual lives, our souls, our consciences can be compared to muscles. If we went to the gym and lifted weights, we would soon get stronger, they tell me. Well, it's the same with our spiritual life. If we exercise our self-control and our virtues, they too will get stronger over time. We'll learn how to choose good more easily and stand up to temptation whenever it comes. That's why we need Lent every year. 6 weeks of prayer and fasting and almsgiving should make us spiritual bodybuilders with healthy, strong souls filled with the Holy Spirit. And we can't do it by ourselves. We need the power of Jesus. When he went into the desert for 40 days, he was tempted by the devil, but he stood up to him. The Lord saw the devil's temptations for what they were, and he dismissed them. If we stick close to Jesus, he will help us in our weakness too. As we say in the Our Father every day, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And if we do give in to temptation, don't let that put you off Lent. It's not the end of the world. God doesn't expect us to be successful all the time, but to be faithful. If you break your Lent, then just shrug your shoulders and start again. And if you've given in to the temptation of sin, make a good act of sorrow and then come along to confession when you can. God is always merciful and forgiving, so don't let the world, the flesh, or the devil have the last laugh. Put them in their place with the help of God and make a good Lent this year. In the meantime, good luck, God bless, and I'll speak to you soon.